Welcome back to the Spitballin Podcast, and we had to run the reaction to the Ryan Garcia versus Haney card. It was all over the internet, so how can we not have a reaction with my guy, the one, the only, to my right? I am Jason, who's getting a little cocky because our last two videos have been my biggest videos in the last 6 months. This man's texted me for a raise. He's getting cocky, getting on the live stream. He wants to come on last, fashionably late. He's not replying to me anymore. It seems like he wants a seat at with Ariel Hilwani next. I don't know, but let's enjoy I Am Jason while we got him. Let's clap it up for him right now. And of course, we had to bring on the biggest boxing fan on Instagram, on the internet, on TikTok, YouTube, everything. The biggest boxing fan. He was actually a welterweight champion at one point in his life. We had to bring him on. DJ Nerd, my guy, Ricky Villaseñor. Clap it up, Jason. What the fuck? All right, gentlemen. So we all know why we're here. The people, when I posted that there was going to be a reaction, I got a lot of likes. And by a lot of likes, I mean 4. And let's just hope that it gets the views keep running up in a good trajectory. I just want to thank everybody that's tuned in right now for coming in to see our reaction. And man, what a night! Saturday night. It was a great fight. But before I get there, I was telling Ricky that I want to talk about the co-main. Me and Jason were texting about it a little bit. Ricky says he caught some of it. But I caught it, and I'm sorry. I think Barbosa lost, man. I think he, right?
Hands down, bro. That it's been a while since I've seen what we call a robbery, like a clear-cut robbery. That was a robbery. I'm not even breaking news. I'm not even the biggest boxing fan, but anybody.
Whoa.
I know I'm putting a lot of people right now.
But we all thought you were some sort of boxing guru or something, brother.
No. I was just pro fight world champion also.
Thought you're Jim Lampley there for a second.
Whoa. Look at Ricky trying to let us know we don't know these guys. Appreciate it, Ricky.
Appreciate it.
HBO boxing, man. Classic. HBO. Jim Lampley. Yeah. Come on.
They're out of business, man. So we're not talking about
clearly that fight, to me, I'm sorry. I felt like the other guy won. I forgot his name. What was his name, Ricky?
I don't have my computer.
What was that?
Sean McComb.
There it is. Jason said it. I felt like he was just Barbosa wasn't even touching him. I mean, at the end of the day, when you see them being announced, you look at one face, the damage, and then the damage on the other face. I mean, it's pretty clear, right?
Bro. Yep. It was
and
a
then
robbery.
They announce him, and the fans are booing.
Yeah.
And you could see Barbosa when they're taking off his gloves. He's not as happy. His corner is kind of looking at him a little funny. And honestly, I felt like, man, it hurts to say this, but I feel like he got robbed, and that's boxing though. I'm just an average Joe. Breaking news. I'm just a guy who tunes into big fights here and there. Breaking news, and I felt like it was a robbery. But these guys who judge these fights, they're there to judge for a reason. They're getting paid. Maybe they saw the people who booed and myself and Jason, didn't see. But I felt like it was a robbery. Go ahead, Jason. Your thoughts?
I don't respect the fact that Ricky didn't see it. I don't.
I was working, bro. I was working. Sorry, man. Sorry, I had to work.
This is your job.
Go ahead, Jason. Give us your thoughts.
Who was that? I didn't.
Go ahead, Jason. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Why was it a robbery?
Straight up.
Why? Tell me about it. What?
He got picked apart the whole fight. There wasn't even a like if you broke it up not just by round, but like chunks of rounds, there wasn't even like 2-3 rounds where he was in it. He was out of it the whole fight, man. Every round he lost, and just when you judge the fight overall too, he was getting his ass beat. He was getting touched up. I will say part of the problem is that McComb, he doesn't land. Just judging him on that one fight, he was never throwing any bombs. Nothing with like real bad intentions. But dude, he was
I like
piecing
that
up the whole time. And I'm sorry, that Barbosa dude, he may be fine, but being fine don't win you fight. Because I couldn't. Oh man, bro, he had a nice body on him. I was just gonna.
Come on, man.
He had a body on him, bro. But it was a robbery.
He's got his son there.
Come on.
Yeah, I appreciate another man's hard work.
Come on, dude.
Wow.
Oh, it would. Hey, time out. It wouldn't be a podcast with I Am Jason if he doesn't. He has to some way somehow. Boom. Love it.
It's just an observation.
That's why he's box office.
The same eyes I used to see that robbery, I also noticed it looked good. What do you want?
All right, Jason, keep going, man.
Yeah, so he just got picked apart, bro. I will say, like, I don't really follow boxing, religiously, but man, McComb was looking good out there. Never really, throwing the big bombs, but he was in control of that whole fight, man. And you could see even in Barbosa's face that there was like some frustration. He couldn't get nothing going. McComb was in and out of there like every round, great footwork. And it just with all that being just a robbery, man. The fans knew it. It just seems like, I don't like to. You gotta imagine as the corner of Barbosa and being Barbosa himself, they couldn't have thought he won. There's no way, man. There's no way. And you don't have to say the judges got it wrong or nothing like that, but just maybe maybe we run it back, and I think that gets you the if you were trying to get my vote, shit like that wins me over.
Yeah.
But I don't think you won. There's a robbery.
Ricky?
Yeah, I mean, I did catch the few opening rounds, and yeah, it didn't look like Barbosa could really get anything going. I mean, he just looked lackluster from the start, and then I got a little bit caught up with work, like I mentioned, and then I came back towards the end, and I see what Jason's talking about as far as his coaches, his corner, the decision. Barbosa himself being interviewed, by Chris Mannix, he wasn't like, yeah, and that's not his, I'm not saying that's his MO, that's his personality, and that's how he is. But you could definitely see the body language. You could tell, like, yeah, I'll take the win. Like, I'll escape with the win here tonight, but I understand that that's not my best performance. And a guy who's undefeated and a guy who's calling for these big names, like Arnold Barbosa, he's real vocal about he wants the big fights with Devin and Teofimo Lopez, and he wants to fight Ryan Garcia and all that stuff. But given a lackluster performance, I mean, it's not, his stock isn't boosting after that performance. If you guys see what I'm getting at, so I mean, I'm still a fan of Barbosa. He's undefeated, but. It is a back to the drawing board. I would like to see him, run that back and maybe come out with a little more convincing of a victory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. Well put. I like what Jason said earlier, too, as I like a lot of things that Jason said. That's why he's on the #1 podcast in the Inland Empire, the fastest growing podcast in the Inland Empire. What he said was that he didn't do enough to, say, well, he clearly touched them, but he did enough to win the rounds, right? And Barbosa, I couldn't even see him touching them with the jab, and not even his jab was reaching him. And to me, at the end of the day, when fights are close, let's look at the faces. Who had more damage? And it was clearly Barbosa had the damage. I mean, I'm not saying nothing crazy. The fans were booing. I saw his Instagram. A lot of people were saying that they felt like he took the L, but it is what it is. That's boxing. That's what boxing is. And we're going to come to the real reason why this podcast is being made today on Sunday, April 21st, the day after the Ryan Garcia fight. And I'm going to go in. Let's go in. Let's start off first by leading up to the fight, right?
Hold up. Before you do that, I'm taking a victory lap, baby.
Hell yeah.
Boxing is back, baby. Big time boxing fights are back, baby.
That's the first lap in 2 years Ricky has taken of any sort.
I'm going to be sore tomorrow after that fucking marathon, baby.
All right, you good? You good?
I'm good. Let me catch my breath.
But let's talk a little bit leading up to the fight. Me and Jason were talking a lot about Ryan's mental, and obviously it was the story of of the fight. I mean, he sold the fight. What did Haney do leading up to the fight? I mean, he pushed him at the end. He didn't really do nothing, and honestly, it was me as a Ryan fan. I was like, "Ugh, what is he doing here?" Right? And like, it was concerning. Some of the stuff he was saying, it was concerning. Like, damn, what's going on with this dude? But at the end of the day, I was like, man, this guy. I mean, he's never acted like this, and now a fight's coming up, and he's doing all this stuff. I was like, I don't know, right? And to say that it was his mental health, I think he proved people wrong. I think I think the way he won the fight was all game plan. To come in strong, let Haney get comfortable, and then finish him strong. It might have been all part of the game plan. And I was a little concerned about it, but it just turned out to be a troll job the whole time. I think it was a troll job. He trolled his own people. I saw Oscar's interviews, and when they were asking him stuff, he was also kind of like, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. I want to, as long as he's training, you could even see the concern in that too. Mm-hmm. But he got us all. He got us all to the end of the last night.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jason.
Man, that was beautiful. Boxing needs way more nights like this,
No. Talk about what you were thinking leading up to the fight.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Okay.
Boxing needs more nights like this where there's like just so much story goes in, all the opinions coming from everybody, from guys like me who are just kind of waiting for these big fights. And I can't say that I knew what the hell was going on with Ryan, man. He got me, I think a lot of it, he was sprinkling in some real things that he's struggling with, like ideas or opinions, whatever was going on. But yeah, I couldn't begin to make sense of what was going on. We have nothing but bad examples of when people kind of get a little more outspoken, like kind of hitting like shock and all topics. It doesn't really go well. It doesn't go well. We have more examples of it, going bad than not. So if I was a betting man, which I'm not, you guys are the ones that do that you guys can handle that sort of heartache. I'm not built like that. But yeah, man, I couldn't have told you how this would have ended. I thought it was gonna go the other way, man. So Ryan, you got me, and I'll let you guys carry on. Ricky, you say your piece on that, because I don't even know what to say. It was just weird. We need more of this in its own way too. So
yeah, go ahead, Ricky.
Oh man, where do you begin with the antics? The build up and just the social media, the random posts, and he's posting this chick and he's posting that chick, and he's like touching everything. But I'll say this, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't like it. It might have been all mental warfare for the fight, but me personally, I was just like, dude, this is a big ass fight. The entire sport of boxing is like looking at you to like be serious, like be for real. Like take this shit for real. Take it serious.
Mm-hmm.
because I became like I started to really like Ryan in the build up to the tank fight. I really liked the way he handled everything with the tank fight. And really it was more of a like I don't care, like the dehydration clause, like I'll go down in weight and I won't rehydrate because I just want to get this fight done. You know,
Yeah.
so I respected the hell out of
For
him
the
for that.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, it was for the people. Like the people want to see Tank versus Ryan, and by any means, I'll make it happen. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I really, salute Ryan for that. I really, really liked it, and he gained my respect there. And then it was like, you got my respect, and now it's like, what the hell's happening with you, man? Like, what are you doing? And a little bit, I'm sure was. I mean, I'm sure most of it was troll. I'm sure there was a little bit of, a little bit of reality, and dealing with stardom and all that other crazy stuff that goes with that. Since we would know, right?
We know,
But
we know. We choose not to bring it out to the public, but we know.
but yeah, man. I mean, it got real personal at times in the press conferences leading up. People calling each other names and bringing up mamas, and even Ryan's mom was yelling at Devin Haney's dad, and it was pretty wild, man. It was a wild buildup, and again, I'm not sure if it was good, like as far as the publicity, you know. Or I'm not sure if it was good or if it was bad, but I mean, it turned out to be a huge event. Probably helped that the fight was a great fight, but it did turn out to be a huge event. The crowd looked into it once the main event started. The crowd was buzzing. I was kind of meeting people around over here in the Arizona area. They were kind of buzzing about it, like before the fight. They knew it was happening and whatnot. So, but partially was because of the crazy antics. So again, I don't know if it was good or bad for the whole thing, but it turned out to be a good thing because it
Yeah,
was like a gotcha moment. Like I got you.
yeah. That's how it felt. Yeah, that's how it felt. And honestly, coming out, I remember you told me, Ricky, about your brother texting you when um, Roman. Jason's not gonna like this. When Roman and Cody were on the ring, and it's like it feels like a big fight. Like I got that feeling again. When he was coming out, and then Devin Haney was coming out. I was like, man, like I haven't felt like this for boxing in a while. And it was so cool to see them come out. And then when that first bell comes, ring, they ring the bell, and then you see, them come meet in the middle, and those first 30 seconds, that one trick pony, that left hook, just woo,
Right,
man.
exciting to watch, man. That boxing needs to really appreciate what they have in him because there's a lot of guys. I feel like there's so many boxing fights that go the distance, or it was just like a kind of a cakewalk decision, no real big moments. It was just guys outboxing the other, and it doesn't seem like a fight, a lot of the time in boxing. That's how I feel, at least. Like these guys are just trying to win the round instead of win a fight, so that it's making sense. It makes more sense in my head, but I don't know, man. So
Makes sense.
last night, man, seeing Ryan do that, it's like it's entertainment, right? Like you hate to admit that part of it, but like at the end of the day, we want to see, as Justin Gaethje loves to say, like car crashes. You
Yeah.
know, we love the chaos. We love car crashes. It's that sick side of us, but Ryan's exciting to watch, man. He's the kind of guy, a Javante type. Also, like those guys go for a finish, get a finish, or get finished. So I love that type of boxing.
Well, for the fight to start off in the first 30 seconds, and you see Devin do this, man, right? What'd you think about that first 30 seconds? What'd you do, Ricky? What were you thinking?
Shocked, bro. Shocked. Shocked. I couldn't believe it because Devin is he's real slick.
Yeah,
He's a real slick boxer. He isn't that guy that Jason just described. He's not the the brutal finisher. You know, he is the slick boxer. And I don't think it's, and I'm not saying like he's not like a Floyd, where Floyd's real defensive. Like Floyd would never step first. Floyd's gonna counter you to death, right? Devin is more of a foot, like he puts his front foot forward and he will step to you, but he just lacks pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd be very, very exciting if he had some pop in his punches, but I do remember the last time he got a knockout, and that was like, God, like probably like 2019, maybe. The
Yeah.
last time
Devin Haney sucks. Right?
what was that?
Sucks to watch.
Yeah. For the casual fan, Devin's not going to be the most exciting guy in the world. I'm not going to, not going to
I'm a
sugarcoat
boxing
it.
casual, and
Right. So for the casual boxing fan, he's real slick. So anyway, going back to that, to be caught within like the first, like you said, I don't know if it was 30 or for sure the first minute.
Yeah.
To get caught and to do the stanky leg, right out the gate, I was like, no way, dude, like no way. But that's Ryan's ultimate equalizer, dude. Is that
Yeah.
that dude has insane hand speed. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody's hands that lightning quick.
yeah, he's special.
And if you've ever and one thing that he has is insane precision too. Like he will find your chin, and he will find your chin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because again, it's coming, but it's just so damn lightning quick that you have no answer for it, man. And he's strong as hell, and you can see like I took a screenshot of Ryan fighting Tank last year versus how he looked yesterday.
Bigger.
And it's just night and day, dude. Like you could tell, like his shots were cracking yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You could just tell, dude. You could just tell.
Hey, Ricky,
But I was shocked, bro.
to you're our boxing analyst. You were there live in Brooklyn last night, and would you say that Haney is really rare for him to ever get even touched? I know that was the first time him touching the canvas, but to get rocked in that way.
Yeah, he's only been rocked one time that I've seen him where he's kind of stumbled a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And he just took one shot. It was a guy against a guy named George Linares. And it was like right before the end of the round. So, right before the end of the round, you get caught, slipping. But not in the first 30 seconds, dude. When you're ultra focused, you got the adrenaline high and everything like that. For him to get caught like that. And it set the tone, dude. It set the tone. It set the tone. Devin felt the power early. And it took Devin completely out of his element of the type of fight that he fights.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, yeah, he's never been touched like that, dude. His chin has never been checked like that. He's never had to deal with adversity like that. Not even going into the 7th round, he's never dealt with adversity that he did in that first round.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it was clear too because even he said at the end, I was shocked. I wasn't buzzed. I was more shocked, and you could see his eyes. When he stumbles back and everything, and coming back into the fight. And what's so crazy, like I mentioned that I was saying that it almost seems like Ryan. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Ryan let him get back into the fight, his confidence up, because he was backing up, doing the rope-a-dope stuff, and letting them touch him while still trying to hit him with his signature move. But let me know if you guys thought the same. Did you guys think that in between 2 and 7, or whatever that was, do you think that Ryan let him get back into the fight, get his confidence back up, or do you think just Devin just kind of took over? And Ryan didn't have anything to say. What do you guys think, Jason?
I think straight up, Devin was doing. Devin's responsible for it. I think he got real clinch heavy, like we always see in boxing. When you get hurt, he just started clinching a lot, and and true. What to my point earlier is it was making the fight boring. And then here comes Ryan. He's like, no, we're not doing this. And he's getting his shot off on the break. He's throwing punches and bunches. So I think Devin got himself back into the fight. I think Ryan was trying to finish him, trying to put him out of or get him out of there, but I think Devin just did the right thing and clinched him.
Ricky?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Devin is an accomplished fighter. He's 25, but he's got 30 something odd fights.
Yeah.
So I think going back to his corner, seeing his dad calming him down, like, hey, like, you're good. I think there is a little bit of both, where Devin kind of established himself from 2 to 6 or 2 to 7, right? Where he kind of got back to his game plan, got back to, jabbing him to the body and, jabbing him upstairs. And Ryan's not the best defensive fighter in the world, as you guys see with that, the back turn shit that he was doing. I hate that, I'm not gonna lie. He's exciting on the offensive end, but God, that's just it's ugly to look at. It's even ugly to
That's my go-to.
What was that?
That's my go-to, he said.
Yeah, just turn your whole body. But I do think there is a piece of that where you could definitely see Ryan was setting traps, just kind of standing there like this and kind of waiting for Devin to come in so he could time him with a check hook. But I said it in my little video earlier, where it felt like.
Where's your video?
On my TikTok and my Instagram. DJ Nerd right there, DJ Nerd Official. This is Spitballin, man. I don't want to,
I'm giving you the platform.
I appreciate it. I said it in my video where it felt like, Ryan he let him get comfortable, where Devin felt like, all right, I'm establishing myself. I'm taking control back after getting hurt in that first round. And then before you know it, he's comfortable enough and he's caught slipping again. And we all know the rest is history.
I can't believe that he continued to fight. Like, how did this go to the decision?
Yeah.
He got put down on his butt 3 different times, right? 3?
Yeah.
Or 4?
3.
No, it was 3.
3, and then he stumbled 2
but
more
you know
times.
What?
Because
the 3, you guys watched the whole fight. The 3 could have been more like 5 or 6, because there was some moments where he caught him with some other stuff,
Yeah.
And who knows where David would have went from there, But he got lucky that it was only 3.
Yeah, I think a couple of them are fortunate for Haney to get away with, because the ref was kind of like waving them off like as they weren't knockdowns, a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the most trained eye on this, but to me, I'm like the casual fan. I was like, those look like some knockdowns. It looks like, caught a cut in the clinch or out from the clinch, and there go Devin's legs. He didn't have no legs right there. So to me, Ryan hit you, buckled your legs, and you end up on your knee. That's enough.
And the ref was like, it was weird.
I don't know.
I think there was one of those 2 that where he went down to a knee. I think there was one that I had seen. I seen like a ringside replay, and it was more like a tumble. I mean, but he was obviously it was because he was still hurt, but it wasn't a knockdown's considered when you touch a guy and they go down. Not from like. It had to be in that shot, not like because you were hurt before and you just tumbled over, So there was one where I kind of give the official the benefit of the doubt there. I didn't like the point deduction. I don't know what you guys thought about that.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I
didn't like it at all, because he didn't establish
Unwarranted.
that. It wasn't like they were doing that already, or there was a little slap or whatever you want to call it. He didn't establish that, And I mean, to go to the end of the scorecards, then it would have been unanimous decision, right? Because if you give him the point, one judge gave it a tie, right? If you give him the point, then it's a unanimous decision. And now we're looking at it a little different, you know, even though I feel like most people think, damn, Ryan just beat the shit out of him. Do you guys think that those 3 pounds had a big effect on the fight? Do you think that?
I
Go ahead,
think that
Jason.
I think the simple answer is yeah. I mean, it's a effort. It's an experience that he didn't have to go through. You know, he look, man. You signed the dotted line, and those are the stipulations, and you gotta honor them. So to me, I'm like, yeah, that helps you. It doesn't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Devin got down to that. So I don't know, man. That sucks. Devin had the opportunity, right, to not even go through with the fight, right? So good on him for still
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out Haney. Yeah.
getting in there, man. But yeah, simple answer is yeah. I think that has something to do with it. But uh, yeah, what was Ryan saying? That he can't get what was the weight? 140.
140.
40.
Saying that he can't even get down to that weight anymore. So then why? I don't know why even sign for it. Why not try to? I don't know. I don't have much to say
See,
on it.
that right there is the only that right there is the only thing that I didn't like about his whole build-up thing. Because when you act crazy like that, but then let's say you step on the scale and you're a professional and you hit one, you make the weight that you signed for, it kind of makes that all go away.
Yeah.
Mm.
You guys see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
I
getting a
see.
phone call. But when you act like that, when you act crazy, and then you step on the scale and you're 3 pounds over, it makes you look, it makes you look bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does make it look like, hey, you know what? You weren't taking this real serious.
Yeah.
But I think Jason, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt. It's not going to hurt you to have that 3 pound advantage. And in boxing, there's more weight classes. You might in MMA 3 pounds might not be a huge difference because the next weight class is sometimes 15 pounds the next weight. From a 70 pounder to an 85er, three
Right.
pounds might not be a lot, but in boxing, the next weight class is 40 and then 47. So Ryan was already pretty much halfway to the next weight class. So I mean, there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
definitely
so
something
let's
there.
say they both weigh in at 140. Does the fight go any different?
I based on what Ryan says that he can't even make that weight. I say yeah. I think it does go differently. I think he feels and is saying he gets compromised if he gets down to that weight. So, but that to me that makes me think of the bigger idea or bigger question of why are we doing weight cutting? In modern day combat sport for what? It's kind of just a tradition. Um, we know so much. Like, why are we compromising our athletes? You know, as just a part of the sport. Just for what? We don't do that in team sports. Oh, we got to cut weight. Obviously there's no weight requirements for that stuff, but we don't compromise our athletes in other sports. So, but in combat we do. I don't think it makes any sense.
Okay.
But that's a whole other subject.
Ricky.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting
The
another phone call.
podcast, brother. I don't know if you know, we're on a podcast. There has to be no dead space. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I was getting another phone call. I was looking at it.
He went Biden on us for a second.
McConnell or whatever his name
Oh
is.
yeah, damn. He retired. Thank God. That poor guy, man.
Oh, he retired. Breaking news.
He just went or when he would do that thing he'd lose.
He was McConnell on us.
You okay?
Go ahead, Ricky.
I mean, what is there more to say, on the 3 pounds,
Yeah. So let's get to the 7th round where, I mean, from the 7th to the 12th, it seemed like it was all Ryan, And one thing that I noticed about Haney between 2 and 6, that he was getting the timing on the check left hook, and he kept going to one side, and the 4 rounds was enough for Ryan to figure it out, right? Because he was not only touching him with the left, but he was giving him the right hand too, right?
Yeah.
And when I seen him touch him again, I lost it, bro. I lost my mind. I'm like, dude, this guy is really doing this right now, because it wasn't like a stump and then, like, sometimes you see some dude get touched and then they're there, right? It was like Haney's eyes going into space, Jamal Hill style. I hate to bring him back into this, but it was going into space. At one point, I thought he wasn't gonna get up in the seventh one, on the seventh round knockdown. He was like on his side, kind of, and then got back up. And I lost it on that one. I don't know about you guys. I thought Haney was on the floor, Pacquiao style.
Yeah, man. I can't believe it. One of the camera angles when he's getting up, like, he's on all fours. He's got one arm kind of like bowed out because he can't really push, so it's kind of bowed out.
Yeah, he's kind of like this on his glove. Yeah.
Dude, he might be done, but they stopped it, and Ryan's over here telling him, like, hey, stop the fight. Like, he's telling Haney's corner to fight, but man.
And after that, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Haney's confidence just shot. It felt like he was like, I don't want to get touched again, but he got touched again, right?
What I was thinking, though, because I know everybody calls Ryan a one-trick pony. I was getting worried a little bit in the fight because he was having success with his right, but it worries me when these guys try to make a point, like prove to people like I'm not just this, I'm not just that, brother. Your left hand works, and it works wonders. Lay this man out by any means necessary. Who cares if you only had a left, which you don't?
It's like this is a MMA podcast, the fastest growing. It's like if Pereira all of a sudden is like, I'm a shoot for a takedown here. It's like, no, stick to the left hand, dude.
Dude, just keep flicking your wrist at people, man, and knocking dudes out. Yeah. But I was worried because it seemed every once in a while, again, I'm not the most trained boxing watcher or fan, but I was like, it looks like he's trying to just be Mr. Righty tonight, but I think all his knockdowns were lefts. So
nasty ones too. Haney was leaning into one of those knockdowns. He let it, he thought he was gonna get away from it and ran right into it, right? But to go from the seventh and then like just this momentum shift, right? Because like Jason said, in between those rounds, it seemed like real boring, right? Haney style fight, and then like from 7 on, and then to see Ryan's like, not only was he the bigger guy, but he just felt his presence, right? Like little brother, getting beat up by big brother, right? And I was trying to, I felt like the ref was letting Haney hold on too long at moments from the 7th, and going into social media, people agreed with that. And how does that work, Ricky, on holding? Like, is there a time frame? What is that? When does the ref step in? Because even before him stepping in, like, they were holding for a while. Am I crazy? Like, they were holding even before that.
So, I mean, the ref obviously, it's his job to, break them apart. But if you notice, there was one time where Devin was hurt. It was in the later rounds when Devin was hurt, and he was looking to clinch. He was looking to grab him, and he separated him. And the ref says, "That's your last one." So the ref does have the opportunity to deduct the point or give warnings and all that stuff. But I mean, that's the thing. With like, that's the difference, and it's not like a comparison of what's better or not, but like in boxing, that's all you can kind of do, unless you take a knee and you take your point, because you take a knee, the round becomes a 10-8 round, if you're hurt, the other guy scores a knockdown. In MMA, you can obviously go for a takedown, or you can, clinch or something like that, kind of get your breath, kind of recover a little bit. You know, brother keeps calling me.
Yeah.
But going back to it, I mean, that's all he could really do, man. I mean, he was out on his feet, really. I mean, it was just
Out on his feet. Good way to put it.
what was holding him up, man. It was just pure determination, pure instinct, fighter
Yeah.
instinct. I
Damn
got to
son.
give it to him, man. Like, I know he's being, dogged on a lot right now, and he's every meme, and the memes are hilarious. But dude, man, like, that's got to be the loneliest feeling in the world when you're just getting freaking bashed in, and there's nobody in there to save you, or there's nothing that you can do
Yeah.
to protect yourself while the world is freaking watching you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to give it to him because after that first knockdown in the seventh, like, dude, I didn't think he was gonna make the count. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was gonna get up.
Yeah.
I thought it's over here. Like he's gonna count him out. Like, it's
Yeah.
over.
And
And I think that knockdown happened really early in the round too, if I remember. I think that was like a minute and a half, maybe
I thought he was
two
gonna put him
minutes.
out again. I thought he was gonna put him out.
Yes, I mean, just salute to him because God, he took a beating, but it was a beautifully placed left hook, looping left hook by Ryan Lead. Actually, he started off. If you look at the replay, he led with a jab. He did a jab and then a hook right after another. Boom, boom, and that's the one that sat him down. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Literally sat him down. That's the meme that's going
Sat
on.
him down, dude.
Put him on his
Literally sat
ass.
him down.
And let's get to the later rounds, the 11 and 12. My feeling on that, I was just like, Ryan,
You are ugly.
to where they started. What happened?
You are an ugly human being, man.
What happened?
You froze, bro.
And what? I looked ugly?
Ooh,
Like that?
bro, you are ugly.
I don't know.
Oh man, that was good.
Fuck you guys, bro.
You froze and you were like,
fastest growing podcast in the fucking Inland Empire, man. This is it. This is our production right here. But that was my reaction to the live odds. Like, what's the live odds on this? Is it minus 2,000? I was like, to see. Ricky said that Haney at the beginning was minus 800. And when it finally finished, looking at Haney's body language, like, man, poor guy was defeated. But like Ricky said, you got to give it to him. He got up, and he took the loss like a champ. He stayed for the post-fight interview. You got to give him that. But my reaction to what was that?
Still is the champ.
And he still is the champ. Is he? I thought he vacates it.
No.
Actually, you know what? I think you're right. I think he's still holding the belt. Yeah, I heard otherwise, but I heard he could lose it, but Ryan can't win it. But then they were talking about how he's still champ. So
yeah. But to see his body language, and then Ryan, like, me and Jason were talking after the fight, like, he fucking did it. Jason leading up to the fight, he's like, I think Haney's gonna win, but I want to see Ryan shock the world, and he shocked the world.
That was dope.
He shocked the world. Everyone was, the whole world tuned in, and Ryan has been part of the two biggest fights this year. And I think it puts people on notice, boxers on notice. Like, this is what we have to do. Look, I'm sure it's one of the biggest paydays of Ryan Garcia's whole life.
Yeah.
And it's all because of him. He asked for the fight. He put it out there on his Instagram, and he put the poll, and he did it. And he did what the people wanted, and the people responded in such. And the way he put Haney on his butt, no one saw it coming, and he shocked the world. He shocked the world, man. He shocked me. Jason's shocked. Everyone's shocked. People lost a lot of money, man. People lost a lot of money on Haney. Fuck you, dude. Go ahead. I hope you freeze.
Hey, I want to talk about something else, a different side of it. And unless Ricky, you want to follow off of Big Nose.
I think you said it perfectly, man. You give the people what they want, and it's gonna. We want big fights.
Yeah.
We want the biggest fights, man. We want Canelo versus David Benavidez. Even though Canelo Jaime Munguia, that's actually a good fight, dude.
Yeah.
Jaime Munguia is a dog, but we want that fight. What was that?
Who's gonna fight?
Canelo versus Jaime Munguia.
Sleepy Joe.
What? No one cares.
We want the big fight.
No one cares.
This is a boxing episode, buddy.
But go ahead, Ricky.
Nah, man, I think you said it best. Like, you give the people what they want, the people are going to respond, and it's going to turn out all well, man. You're going to get paid, make the sport what it once was, the pinnacle of combat. Obviously the UFC's doing their thing, and they're putting on amazing shows and amazing production. I text you guys in the group chat. Dana found all of the. Dude, you got that on sale. I see the for sale sign on there.
Bro, this spitballing budget, it's tough, man.
You got it on the greatest hits, $19.99. You didn't even pay the full ticket for that game.
Hey, and I had to get on layaway, man.
Oh, damn, man. Sorry, Jason. Put that on the card, man. Put that on the company card, bro.
Damn it. I gotta ride my daughter's bike everywhere.
Hey, one thing we gotta say too. This ain't the day to shit on boxing, but I gotta say this: boxing's production is so booty.
Thank you.
That's what I was saying. Y'all cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said that I messaged you guys last night, and I said Dana White watched his boxing. He's a boxing fan. He's been on record saying he's a boxing fan, and found all of the flaws, and he took them out of his UFC production, of his UFC shows.
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys, man, just walk out already, man. We don't need to recap 3-4 times. We know
we're here. We're here.
Walk out already, man.
We already bought the damn thing.
Come out, man.
Yeah, we
come
bought
out.
it.
Let's get it going. Let's get it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so of course I don't know if it's just boxing obviously is old as hell, and they're traditional, and maybe unwilling to make some changes, but I hope they do. I hope they do make those changes and pace it out better. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's even a problem with the press conferences before the event itself. We don't want to hear from the promoters. Let's let that go. Shut up. And then we got to talk about the promoter. We got to hear from the trainer. Let's just let the fighters talk.
I like that. Good point.
The thing is, they still haven't really grasped onto the concept of stacking the cards, where there's enough fighters to speak.
That's another thing.
So, but
build up, night of, it's there's so much fat on it.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of my old self, right? So much fat on it. Every pound on my body needs to serve a purpose. If you ain't serving a purpose, you gotta go. And that's what boxing needs to do. That's what the UFC did, and that's why it's a bigger, better machine.
There it is, Ricky.
Dana, talk to me, bro. Get at me, Dana.
But hey, did you guys see when Ryan and Haney walked out? They go, Ryan Garcia. No shit. That's who's walking out. It was shitty the way they put it. It looked like one of my edits.
Yeah, I agree. But so
that's DAZN. I've never been a big fan of the DAZN.
It's boxing, man. It's boxing.
I like PBC's. I like the way PBC does their stuff.
Check this out. Something I thought is silly. How many times are we gonna say Ryan's name before he comes out? first thing they do before they roll the footage, like of the little promo stuff, the Joe Martinez, who they borrowed from the UFC, goes, Ryan Garcia. Like he says his name. They run the tape. He's walking out, and then he's in the ring again, and he announces him again. Like, why? How many? We know who it is. Like, I know Ryan Garcia, and let me tell you right now too. I've been telling you guys I'm gonna cut my hair. I found my haircut. Ryan, thank you, brother. You inspire me. That's next. I'm gonna have a broken heart. My heart, guys. I need you to be there for me because there's a high chance that I won't look like him. Okay, I want to, but there might be some problems with my face that don't let me look like him. So be there for me. But that's my next haircut. I figured it out. Ryan Garcia, King Rai.
King Rai. Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, the production is just like it's like inferior by so much. Everything, the way they bring up the names, the tell of the tape, everything. The it almost seems too like the commentators don't even know where they're going with certain things, right?
Boring. It's boring. Get all those people out of the ring.
Yeah.
Get out of the ring. Commentary.
You sound just like Dana right now, bro.
I could barely hear you over the crowd. You guys gotta get your sound on this. We can't hear you guys. It's you guys are fighting for your voice to be heard. You know, and you're the commentary team. And then when we are hearing you, you gotta have a little bit more substance. You guys wasting our time. How many?
Like you and me are talking over there.
Continue to sell the fight once we've already bought the fight. So I don't know, man. It's crazy, bro. I got nothing else to add to that. Just they need to really trim all the fat off of this sport from one end to the other. I'm over. This is why the UFC, is just a way better product. Period. It just does everything better, man. Everything.
Yeah, I agree. Ricky?
Doesn't pay better.
Okay, first, do you want to get into that? This is such a weak point.
We're not doing it right now. Because this is never going to end.
But, so let's put a bow on the podcast, man. I want to end it with this. Boxing. Hopefully people are taking notes on what Ryan did. Maybe not your style of building the fight, but he built the fight from the beginning of when it was announced. The whole time he was doing something, obviously other boxers could take another route, but putting his voice out there, making sure he was showing up to the Breakfast Club. He was showing up here, doing all these things to promote the fights. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, throwing in those little those videos of him hitting the mitts. And I was like, man, this guy's fucking fast. Yep. But, hopefully other boxers, Canelo, could take a page out of Ryan. Canelo fighting the biggest names in boxing, whether you're gonna take an L or not, Canelo. Because I'm gonna say this to Canelo right now, and I know you're watching all the way from Guadalajara. Fight Benavidez. Fight that dude. You got to fight that dude. Because, you can't let Ryan put you on game on how to sell fights that the people want. When he fought Triple G, it was a little late than people wanted it, right? But he fights him and Canelo wins. And then he waits for the rematch a little too long, Like, just fight the guy that's next. Fight the guy that the people are asking for. And everyone's asking for Benavidez next. And I think everyone needs to take a page out of Ryan's book from here on out. That's how you do it. You put up a poll every time. I don't give a fuck. Put up a poll. See who the people want to see you fight, and go with that. And it works because the UFC does it. The UFC does it. Look who the fights that they put out next. I mean, people aren't waiting for Poirier Islam, but it's a big fight. Why? Because the people like those two guys, right? They got Chimaev, Whitaker, right? I mean, I could go back to any other fights that the UFC does, and it shows on social media. It shows on the build up to the fights, and I hope boxing could take, could revive from this, from last night. And there's more fights like this. I hope Gervonta Davis, because people obviously like to watch him fight. I hope he's taking a book out of this, and I'm interested to seeing Gervonta Davis Part 2 without a rehydration clause. Because look at what he did. He made Haney look lower class than him.
I still think
that's it. That's all I got.
I think Gervonta still beats him, but I think it'll be a better product. He'll be more in the fight. But yeah, man, it's like I said on Ricky's post. Boxing, just do more of this, man. It's right here, and what everybody is saying. Yes, this is what we want. Do it. Just do it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Why is it so political? It's
because all these guys are all spread apart, man, and there's guys with egos, and they don't want to be the A side and the B side, and they're not contractually obligated to fight each other, and it's a mess. It is a big mess. But
it's like it reminds me of the Raiders organization.
You had to throw it in there.
Oh gosh.
Go ahead, Ricky. It's a podcast, remember? Go ahead.
Raiders.
Purdy.
Ah,
MVP. Finally.
Choke. Y'all can't win the big one.
Oh, God.
30 years. 30 years. I wasn't even born yet when you guys hoisted your last Lombardi.
I wasn't either. Fuck you. But, so, any final thoughts, Ricky?
I think just kind of piggyback off of Jason's last statement there, man. Just do more of it. Just do more of it. Give us more of the Spence versus Crawford. Give us more of Devin versus Ryan. And put Teofimo Lopez in the mix with Tank. And there's guys there, man. There's guys. Usyk is fighting Fury. That's cool. I want to see Joshua versus this version of Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Versus a focused Tyson Fury, not that fatty, that showed up versus Francis. That freaking soft tummy guy that showed up versus Francis. But just do more of it, man. I think that was a perfect statement, Jason. I'll give you that, dude. That was perfect. Just do more of it, man. Do more of it. Do more of it. Be open to change.
Yeah.
Be open to adjusting to the times. It's all right, man. It's all right. Everything changes. Everything changes, man. All sports change. Even baseball, that's a traditional sport, is starting to make changes. The pitch clock, adding more guys to the roster. They're doing changes. You know what I mean? So be open to it. It's a great sport. It's a beautiful sport at its fine, at its elite level. It's a beautiful sport, just like other combat sports are. So that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. All right, Jason, you're done.
I'm done, baby.
Whoa. All right.
Whoa.
All right, guys.
You want me to just rattle off some nonsense? I can do it, but
no, we'll be here all day.
Jesus, man.
All right. So thank you for everybody tuned in. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney reaction. Be up today, Monday, 5 p.m. if you're done listening. I just want to thank my guy Jason, for wanting to be on the pod again. My most reoccurring guest. And the numbers are booming with him. He's box office, as Ricky says it. And he's going to be our prize fighting guest until he fucks that up. And I want to thank my guy Ricky, DJ Nerd. Follow him on all his platforms for being on. He thinks he's our boxing expert. We'll let him think that, but he's our basketball guy. We got to do a podcast on the playoffs. We haven't done one. I know we did one last year, but we'll
how the Warriors doing, Jason? How the Warriors doing?
We're gonna come through in the ultra super duper wild card round.
Fuck yeah. But that's it, man. Spitballin Podcast, man. Thank you for everybody tuning in.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle.